That's the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band on the Mighty 920 KDHL with I've Been Looking, and we've got one of the founding members of the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, John McEuen, is on the line with us this morning. The Nitty Gritty Dirt Band is going to be at the Wiesner Family Amphitheater at the Minnesota Zoo in Apple Valley on Saturday. John, how are you doing this morning?
Well, I just really enjoy listening. This may sound funny to you, to your commercials as we were waiting to go on the air.
All of that ag stuff.
I'm going to be in the middle of the people that bring all. I just ate a bunch of food that somebody there grew, I think. That was plowed by a John Deere tractor and fertilized by that one company. And it's just amazing. It's going to be fun to come play to the people that feed me.
Where are you calling us from this morning, John?
It's a wonderful, unusual place I'm in. You familiar with Maybelle Carter?
No, I'm not actually.
The Carter family, Maybelle Carter, Johnny Cash's
Oh,
mother-in-law.
okay, sure. Okay, there you
go. And June Carter was her daughter.
All right.
I'm calling from her house in Virginia.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Staying in Maybelle and Carter's old house in Virginia on my way to Bristol, Tennessee, to go see what it was like for Maybelle.
Okay.
But have a couple days off on the road, and John Carter Cash is a longtime friend. He says, "You ought to stay at Maybelle's house." I went, "Okay," and we'll be on the way up there pretty soon.
And how long has the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band been together now?
Well, we've been playing for 50 years. I'm not sure if we're ever really been together, but we play together. It started in 1966, August 12th, around noon. No, it was 1 o'clock. And Jimmy, Jeff, and I have played together since then. And in 1968, I almost said 1938, catch up where I am. 1978, we added Bobby Carpenter on keyboards. He sang a song called "Stand a Little Rain" that we'll probably be doing up there. It was a #1 song. And over the 50 years, we've played a lot of places, but never the Minnesota Zoo.
And it's becoming a great place for bands to play. It's a nice atmosphere, and right now the weather forecast is looking really good for Saturday, so hopefully you should have some good weather for your show.
Well, I hope so, because the show's pretty long now, and we've been doing long shows because we've got music from all that 50 years. That's the weird thing about the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, is there are songs from every decade that have resonated with people.
Mm-hmm. One of my
Dance Little Jean.
Sure.
Dance Little Jean, Long Hard Road was our first #1 song. That took 17 years. But Buy For Me the Rain, the first single that we ever put out, February 1967, that's made it back to the stage. It sounds like you should be having flowers in your hair when we play it.
One of my favorites was, I don't think it did real well on the charts, but one of my favorites was one that you did a number of years back. It was called Partners, Brothers, and Friends.
Oh, we don't do that one because we have so many others to do. It just hasn't. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. Me too. And we've recorded over 350 songs. So if we just say half of them aren't any good, let's throw them out, and we just keep the other half. It's still at least 150, and we'd have to buy a house there if we're going to come up and play 150 songs.
Yeah, you've got
the kids in school, stuff like that.
You've had a good history, and hopefully you guys will keep going for many years yet. And you've been doing a little solo work as well. You've got a new solo album coming out.
Well, all through the years, starting years ago, I would do other things besides the band. I just like to be active and take advantage of this time that we have here. And I've made several different solo albums, and I have one I just finished that comes out at the end of summer called "Made in Brooklyn," and I'm really excited about it. The Dirt Band itself doesn't have any new album of new material coming out. We do have an album from the PBS special we did that I know has run up there. But this record I put together with a bunch of my friends that I've run into out on the road and made out on the road. What happens, John, is often you end up on a festival with somebody you played with a time or two, and you end up sitting in with them, or they ask you to record, and you go record with them somewhere. Well, I found these people that I've always wanted to record with, but they don't know each other. So we got together in Brooklyn and did an album.
Excuse me, and yep, yeah, and it's kind of a neat change in music for you. And what are some of the themes of some of the songs on that album?
Do you know who Warren Zevon is?
Yeah, Werewolves of London, and
he wrote that. That was one of his hit record songs, sure. Werewolves of London. He's a very weird songwriter. So to take one of his songs and do it bluegrass style, and have Steve Martin play the banjo on it and make it come out in a unusual way. That was one of the fun songs. Well, they were all fun songs. Basically, it's all acoustic, half original music, and half songs that were just felt like needed to be done. There's one song that John McEuen sang. He's a guy who's my favorite singer from years ago. Met him in 1872? No, 1972. So long ago, I couldn't remember. Met John McEuen when he was in the group Newgrass Revival. And he's just an incredible singer. And a friend of mine, Bernie Ledden, who later went on to become one of the Eagles, he wrote a song before he was in the Eagles called She Dark the Sun. And it's a very hard song to sing. And I got John McEuen to do it with us backing him up. He killed it. And a couple of bluegrass type of tunes and some... There's one song... You know who Del Bryant is? Boudleaux and Felice... How do you say that? Felice and Boudleaux Bryant. You know those names?
Yes.
You do? Okay. Why do you know the names?
I've just heard I've heard about them before. I haven't... don't know a whole lot about them, but I have heard them before.
They wrote Rocky Top and Dream and Kathy's Clown and all kinds of very cool songs. Well, their son is a friend of mine, and he had me listen to a bunch of his dad's demos of songs that he never recorded, never got out there for people to record. And we found one that was especially cool, called My Favorite Dream. It's like a new classic love song. It's very strange to go through somebody's personal songwriting gems. And he found a box of tapes of his dad's songs, and he started going through them. And he called me and said, would I like to hear them to maybe find one for this new album? That's like 20 years from now, Yoko Ono calling you saying, I found a bunch of tapes from this guy named John.
Yeah.
Because Boudleaux Bryant wrote great songs, and this is one of them, I think. So that's what the album is like. We all recorded together in a circle around two microphones in a manner that you had to do the song right. Because when you recorded it and it was over, you were done. You didn't go in and fix things and put a bunch of different vocals on. And let's change the snare drum to a different one. No, that's what you got. And it really came out right.
Well, I know a lot of folks will be looking forward to that album coming out in September, and we'll have to take we'll have to take a listen to that when that comes out. You're going to be at the Minnesota Zoo in Apple Valley at the amphitheater this Saturday, and the show starts at 7:30. Doors open at 7. There are advance tickets required to that. You can go to minnesotazoo.org to get all of the ticket information. And I'm sure it's going to be worth every penny because you guys do a super show.
Well, one thing about the current Dirt Band, Nitty Gritty Dirt Band show is we are pulling material in from over the years. It hasn't been on the stage in 40 or 50 years. It's so weird to say. For Bifur Be the Rain, it's been 50 years since we started doing it. We quit doing it about 47 years ago. So it hasn't been up there for a long time. Honky Tonkin' from the Circle Be Unbroken album, I don't think we played that since the 70s, and it's going over like a giant hit records. It goes over like Fishes in the Dark, practically. So it's a good time. Bunch of new songs.
All right, sounds good, John. We appreciate you being with us this morning, and good luck with your show and good luck with your tour, and keep on playing those great tunes.
Okay, thanks. Looking forward to being there.
Okay. John McEuen from the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, and they're going to be out at the Weiser Amphitheater at the Minnesota Zoo in Apple Valley on Saturday night. And again, you can go to minnesotazoo.org and get all of the ticket information.